So I'm gonna share the exact things that I do when I'm in a rut to get out of that as quickly as humanly possible and get back into locked in mode. As someone who's myself, I'm 23 years old. I've closed millions of dollars personally in high ticket sales. I also made multiple six figures per year in this industry. And recently I was in a phase where I was just in a rut. I was stuck. Nothing was really working out. I felt like I was just walking uphill. I felt like I was pushing this heavy ball and nothing was working out in my life. I was like chasing these goals that I had, and my goals seemed to just be out of reach. I felt like I was just stuck. I was falling into bad habits, staying up later than I should be, scrolling more than I should be, and just like overall falling into a very, very big rut. Okay, now I fixed that. I got out of that. And these last couple of weeks, I've been more locked in than ever, which has been resulting in my income going up quicker and quickly. So I want to talk to you guys about like what I did, the things that I shifted that quickly got me out of a rut, because I've seen so many guys that I've coached firsthand, because I've helped hundreds of young guys who are trying to make change in their life, get freedom and start traveling, etc., to get out of those ruts. And it happens a lot. You fall out, you're locked in, you're grinding, and then all of a sudden you're scrolling a bit more than you used to, you're staying up a bit later, you're watching stuff you should be watching, and then boom, you're out of your locked in state, and it's easy for that to spiral out of control. And I want to share a framework that's extremely effective, that works for me every single time, works within a matter of days of implementing it to step out of it. And couple of different things there. First thing is understanding what actually creates that locked in state. Why are we at some points of our life super locked in? Things just coming to us, you're attracting everything that you want to attract. Why does it happen? And it's simply a matter of the frequency, the level of the frequency that you're on. I'm not gonna get all the woo-woo in this video, but frequency is a real thing. When you're low frequency, you can try as hard as you want, but everything just goes away from you. It's like you're chasing stuff and it runs away from you. Same thing as in dating. When you chase a woman, she runs away from you. Same thing that's probably happening in your life. That was the case for me in the last couple of months when I was kind of in a rut. Then you fix that by simply increasing your frequency, getting at a higher frequency. How do you do that? Is very, very simple. The reason why we fall out of a good frequency, the reason why you lose trust in yourself and you lose that confidence in yourself is simply because you don't hold the promises to yourself, okay? And there's a lot to this, and I have a framework for quickly building this up, but understand first of that, the level of achievement, the level of stuff that you achieve in your life, and when you have those periods of things that's aligning versus when you have those periods of things that run away from you, is simply because of your conviction in yourself. If you look at anyone who's successful, the reason why they're having success is because they believe that they can have it. You want to take the actions to get something that you truly believe that you deserve. How do we create a belief in ourselves that we deserve something so we can actually attract it into our life effortlessly? It is by holding promises to ourselves and building that consistency, showing to yourself that you're worthy of holding your own word to yourself. How do you do that? Is by simply setting out habits, routines, and difficult things that you do on a daily basis that you stick to over time. For example, you want to start at a low level here. You don't want to start by, okay, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day for the next month, and you just do that for 2 days and you quit. Set realistic goals, stuff you can actually stick to. What I've been doing recently that's been working out for me is I set up wake up time. I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. every single morning, and I'm going to go to bed at 10 p.m. to get my 8 hours of sleep to make that happen. That's something that's realistic to me. I can actually stick to it. I'm not going to do it for a week and then break it. I can actually stick to that over time. That's the first thing I've been doing. Other things is having the first 4 hours of my morning without looking at my phone. Another thing is not making slow decisions, being very decisive. And when I know I need to do something, I don't push it off more than 24 hours. I do everything same day. If it's an important decision, I don't let it weigh me down. I do it right away. These are some examples of the things that I've implemented. It's just looking at how you make decisions, looking at the habits, and you just make that commitment to yourself that you're gonna stick to the word that you have to yourself. You're gonna hold the word and hold promises that you have to yourself. Because you might not realize it, but the small stuff, you waking up in the morning and hitting snooze, waiting a bit longer and you're laying in bed, or you're staying up 2 hours late at night, watching another Netflix episode, or God forbid you watch something you're not supposed to watch at all. You know what I mean? Those type of things, it automatically drains your self-trust, makes you believe in yourself less. You're basically telling yourself hey, I can't hold my promises to myself. I can't hold my word to myself. And if you're unconsciously telling yourself that, how the F are you going to be able to go out and achieve anything in your life? It makes sense why everything is running away from you when that happens. Because you're telling yourself that you can't trust your own word. Okay? So building this up, it's a process. It doesn't happen immediately, but when you start doing it, you will feel better. Like the last couple of weeks, I've just been feeling so much better, more convicted, higher frequency, and things have been coming to me because I've been sticking to my word. I know, okay, if I'm gonna set out a goal that I can do for the next 2 weeks, I've shown myself I stick to that, like over and over again throughout my journey now, throughout the last couple of years. And because of that, I believe I can do more. If you've been able to stick to a routine of waking up at a specific time and doing a specific amount of workouts and not looking at your phone, making effective decisions, etc., why would you not be able to do the next thing? Starting a business or whatever your goal is right now. Making money online, leaving your 9 to 5, or making more money online than you're making right now. Why would you not be able to do that if you can consistently stick to the things that you say that you want to do in the other areas of your life? Do an honest audit. Look at what promises you're breaking to yourself right now. What are the things you're saying you're going to do that you're not actually doing? Set a clear routine. It's something you can actually stick to. Start at a low level, stuff that's simple to do, but stick to that over time and watch yourself build that conviction. Self-trust come back, and all of a sudden you will believe you can do more and you will attract more into your life. This is the first thing I do every single time I fall into a rut. I look at this, I do an honest audit, focus on these inputs, and I build up my conviction by just hitting my inputs every single day. I do a checklist and I make sure I do those things every single day. I wake up at time, I do make decisions in a certain way, can't even speak. I make decisions in a certain way and I put in a certain amount of work. I don't look at my phone, I don't scroll, those different things, okay? Second thing is, usually when you fall into a rut, it's because it's an unalignment. You're not aligned basically to what the version of yourself that's already successful, already has what you want to achieve, what they will be doing. Either the environment that they would be in, how they would be moving, how they would be making decisions, the responsibility that they would have, or it's like overall the thought process and decision making like that person. For example, for me, I was not like, to give you a quick example here, like a very simple thing. If I'm gonna align myself, let's say my goal is making 10K a month. Let's say your goal is making 10K a month, and you're living at home with your parents. A lot of people argue about, like, should I live at home with my parents and like grind and save a lot of money, or should you move out? In my opinion, the best thing to do, the thing that changed my life, is move out ASAP. And here's why. Because when you move out of your parents' house, that automatically aligns yourself with the version of yourself that makes 10K a month. Because if you think about someone who makes 10K a month, someone who's making a 6-figure salary every single year, that person probably they have responsibility. Like they trust themselves to make money. They have certain skills that developed. Okay, they don't like remove all the downs. They don't remove all the risk of, because they don't try to save every single dollar that they have. They don't stay with their parents, like save every single dollar that they have and just be able to live under their roof. They're okay with spending money because they trust they can make that money back. So if you're staying with your parents right now trying to get to 10K a month, in my opinion, that is not aligned with who you're trying to become. So when you start making money online, when you, like, the point I've gone to right now is like, I'm on my journey and I'm making way more than 10K a month, then me getting to the next level, getting to someone who's making 150, 200K a month, for example, getting to those bigger numbers, I need to align myself with the actions and live in the places and surround myself with people, make decisions like the version of myself that I want to become. And every single time I've been in a rut, I've simply not been doing that. So how do I fix this? It's very simple. The first thing I did on my journey is I started eating steaks every single day. This might sound crazy. I love steaks. I eat meat. I do like a carnivore, like a raw carnivore diet, where I eat raw meat sometimes, raw milk, raw eggs sometimes. Mostly right now I just do raw meat. I eat a lot of ribeyes, things like that. That was like the first thing I did on my journey to align myself with a higher frequency. I thought to myself, like, if I was making 10K a month, what would I be doing? I'll be eating the best quality meat all the time. So what could I be doing when I was making like 2 to 3K a month? I could just start eating that way right now. And in a way, align myself to the new version of myself. This might sound like weird or something, but like, it actually works. Because the more you align yourself with the life and the reality that the version of yourself that you're aspiring to become, that they have, the more close you get to that, the more real it becomes. Same thing is like, if you want to live in a nice place or surround yourself with high level people, you go and work at like a hotel lobby. Go to the nicest hotel in your town and work from there. Or if you want to have a specific car, like rent that car, or find a friend or find someone online that has that car and like ask them to test drive. Go and test drive cars. I used to do that. I used to go and test drive cars at a car dealership close to where I live. Just have proximity to those things. That's how you snap in. What I've done right now is like, I just moved into a really nice place. I don't know if you can see, but it's a sick view. See if you can see it. Yeah, I'm like on the top of the mountain here in Medellin, Colombia. I have a view of the entire city, really nice place I'm staying in. That was a simple thing that I was able to do at my level to tap into high frequency. I know if I live in a nice place, I have a nice view, I have a grill outside of here, I can stand out there and like grill some nice steaks every single day. I know if I have that shit, and that's my daily basis, and that's my daily routine, it's like waking up, going outside, insane view, sick spot I'm staying in, and be able to cook steaks. Every single day I eat like 4 to 6 steaks every single day. I love steaks. And be able to stand out there on the grill with the view. Like, I know that stuff gets me into high frequency. That's stuff that the version of myself that I'm trying to become at the next level would be doing. So I do that and it gets me into high state. It affects how I show up in my work. It affects how I show up, my mood overall, and it gets me closer. It gets me into the same frequency that I'm trying to align myself with. And that's why stuff is coming to me now. That's why my life is aligned and I'm not working harder, but I'm attracting the stuff that I want because I'm on that frequency. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully I'm not just like japping, but hopefully this makes sense because like this stuff has like actually changed my life. And when I look back at my journey, when I first started off in high ticket sales, which is the business model that I do, where I basically just take sales calls on behalf of influencers. When I started off in this journey, the reason why I saw quick success, and even when I fell into ruts, how I got out of it quickly was based focusing on this stuff, focusing on holding promises to myself, leading myself at a high level, doing honest audits of my own life, and aligning myself and being the person internally that I want to become, and moving and making decisions like that. That's why I moved my hometown, or left my hometown in Sweden, moved halfway across the world when I was 19, because that's what the version of myself I want to become would do. I surround myself with people that was at a way higher level than I was. And just kept doing that, and that's how I move forward. It all starts with your belief. If you believe you can do something, if you have a conviction in yourself, you will do the actions to actually get it. You build a conviction by showing yourself that you can actually trust your own word, holding promises to yourself. So after this video, be that person. Like, actually take that away. Start doing everything you say you're gonna do. And lower your goals if you have to, but every single time you say you're gonna do something, do that shit and watch your confidence rise, watch your frequency rise, and then combine that with making decisions in alignment with what the version of yourself that's already where you want to be would be doing, and watch your life change very quickly. That's it for the video. If you want my help to get into the business model that I do, get my one-on-one coaching to get trained up, learn a role, and get freedom so you can start traveling. I helped a bunch of people in my coaching, so you can apply down below, book a call, see if I can actually help you out. Any questions, DM on Instagram, and I'll see you guys as always in the next video. Take care. Ciao.